Alright, welcome, YouTube enjoyers and Twitch primers, stay Gigacha and spam noted. Today, sorry to say, but might be my first time talking about some negative stuff going on the game, the Lost Ark, that I'm gonna talk about. By the way, I've been playing this game for 5 years. I'm a 5-year-old KR veteran. There's a lot of problems, as you guys already know, but I want to discuss about few of the problems that I think is really big. Yeah, that has not been taken seriously from the games side, the Smilegate side, for 5 years. Yeah. Okay, so first of all, is Lost Ark is a game which is very hard to swap domain. This is a serious problem. Why have this become a problem is because of the poor balance patch that's been done from the Smilegate. Yeah. You know that gears are not tradable in Lost Ark, right? Because this game, all the contents are based on the level called item level. Yeah. And Smilegate decided to make a game design the gears to be not tradable. That's what's going on. And in a game where you cannot trade gears, especially the balance patch importance becomes more important, right? Because people will mold a lot if their class gets a bad balance patch. The poor balance patch, and every time this balance patch, so what's the definition of poor balance patch? Like the recent one, like the pretty recent patch that happened in KR. Every time a rework on a class happens, it always power creeps, and it becomes overpowered tier, like OP tier, S plus tier, something like that. Yeah, it's been like that like long time ago, even before the Glavier got overpowered after the rework. Yeah, and what is this? This is an MMO game. Yeah, where we fight mob, PvE, rather than PvP, right? Is this a PvP game like a League of Legends where some champions become overpowered on each season? It's not even that kind of game, and I can't understand why this is happening, to be honest. What I think should happen is that they should give an adequate amount of the gain, ceiling. Let's call it as ceiling or gain for the classes that have that much amount of risk. You know what I'm saying? The gain should, be proportional to the risk. But right now, and it's not even right now, it has been like this for 5 years. It doesn't work like that. Yeah, it doesn't. Some classes are just strong for no reason. And because of that, people who can't admit this fact that their class is so bad or something, or they feel like they don't deserve to be treated like this, they want to change their main. But is Lost Ark a game to swap the main easily, guys? The answer is obviously no. Obviously not. It is really hard. Yeah. So this is what actually happened in KR. KR people have been asking a lot of time, that they want a class change ticket, guys. You can easily check that out from the Invent community. Invent is the biggest KR Lost Ark community, by the way. And the thing is, there was an answer from the Gold River in the recent of his stream that he said, no, I'm sorry that we are messing up the balance patch. We admit that, but we will not implement something called class change ticket, because that will make game negative. Yeah, and you guys might say Omega low because you guys might think that's because they're gonna lose money. They're basically sucking money by doing poor balance patch, and people who's playing a bad class is I mean, if they have money though, if they have money, they have to make another character and hone all the way up by spending a lot of resource and investment, and that's how they earn money, right? And I think that is a very bad business model. And not just because of money, I'm pretty sure I mean, let's be fair. To be fair, not just because of money, there are some negativities that might happen by adding the class change ticket. For instance, when they add a class change ticket, then most of people will tempt to change to overpowered class at that season, right? After that balance patch, what's gonna happen is that class will be overpopulated, and the game will become a lobby simulator, because there's too many classes that are populated. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the game is already a lobby simulator. I know that, but it's gonna make it worse. I can see that can happen. So if they say they're not gonna add the class change ticket, that's fair. But this is what I want them to do. At least make all the character bounds mats into roster bound. There's so many character bounds mats that are piled up in each of the character. Check out your characters, guys. I'm pretty sure it is. Like, it can be either shards, it can be the destruction mat, or the what's that called? The guardian mat, the red and blue, crystals. There's so many mats that are character bound. And if they at least make them roster bound, then it will definitely alleviate people from swapping to other character when they mess up the balance patch. If you ask me, like, will that ever happen? Like, making all the mats to roster bound? I honestly think it's a copium, but I think it's something that should happen in the game. The reason why it's copium is that, they're gonna lose a lot of profit, guys, by doing that. Next topic is bigger than the previous one. The supporter shortage and the game being too much heavily relying on supporters. Currently in Korea, and I'm pretty sure it's happening in the West as well, but like most of people doesn't know what's happening in the KR because like not all the people watch KR streamers, right? What's going on is that KR also have a lot of support shortage problem. It does, yeah. A lot of parties looking for a supporter in KR. Like when I try to click party, it's not just like certain content. Most of the weeklies, they have this problem. If you just like click the semicolon, quick key, and then like if you try to look for the party in KR, then like there's a lot of party that's looking for a supporter, last supporter, waiting for last supporter, so on and so forth, guys. And so basically a waiting simulator is has been happening for 5 years. Yeah. And some of you guys might say, well, then you can just have a static, right? Now, the thing is, that is not a solution. That's what I think. I don't think that's a solution because this is a game, Chad. This is a game where you want to, like, have a chill time, like, nice time and fun. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who asked me about, like, do I have to join a guild? There's actually a lot of people who DM me about that because there's obviously, a lot of people who doesn't want to be involved in a community. He wants to play, like, by himself, like, pugging the raid. There's a lot of people like that, and that's not wrong because that's the majority. And in that kind of game, like, why don't you find a static? I don't think that's a solution. They should, like, bring up a solution that can cover the pug enjoyers. Pug should be prioritized. So what's causing the support shortage? Obviously, it's boring. Yeah. Some of you guys like who enjoy supporters will disagree. I completely understand that. But the thing is, most of people do say supporter is boring, guys, in KR. And what's causing it boring is basically there's no idea. Supporters have no idea if they are contributing to the team during the raid. Now, I'm not talking about the MVP system of getting Radiant supporter, like supporter kind of stuff after all the raid ends. Like, you need to feel that during the raid. That's what I'm saying. And you can't right now, right? All you do is like just, spamming some key on a Swift class. Like, you're just pianoing, guys. Like, some of the skills like Rhapsody and stuff, yeah, those are like, those kind of skills requires some skills, yes. But that's just it. There's another problem, regarding this. The game is relying too much on the supporter, and like let's say a supporter is dead during the raid in your party, then what happens is that your class, your DPS class that you're playing right now, becomes not a class. Spam, I can't, guys. If you guys agree, your class does not become a class anymore as soon as the supporter dies, because supporter not only have the offensive and defensive buff, like it also have utility buff. Most likely that comes from Swamp of Yearning, the relic set. So you lose learning and you lose all the support buff, you become a non-class. It's a big problem. So what should they do? Like, I've seen like a lot of people in KR already suggesting some potential solution. I've seen people saying some visual improvement, by the way, visual improvement like is already brought up from the Gold River and the developers. Like the guy on the right side, like I forgot his name. He said that they're currently working on improving the visuality of the support, and they didn't say in detail, but it's something like this. During the raid, supporters will be able to see visually like how well that they are contributing their skills into the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that it's just gonna roughly show some figures. I think that's what's gonna happen, because if they show too much figures, then you know what happens? That's just literally a DPS meter. And in Korea, DPS meter is banned, permabanned. It's prohibited because Gold River said he will never ever, implement a DPS meter while he's a director. That's why he literally nailed down. Yeah. Yeah, and if you ask me the reason why they are not putting DPS meter, why they're banning them, it's because of the side effect. Yeah, he's worried about the side effect, guys. The Gold River. What was the side effect of DPS meter? Like basically, bad players getting gatekept. I mean, the topic is not DPS meter, so I'm not gonna talk too deep about this. Like I honestly don't care if KR actually develops a DPS meter or not. I'm good with both. But what I do matter is waiting in a lobby for a lot of minutes, waiting for supporters, a lobby simulator. This game, guys, already takes a long time to do a raid because the raid is tough, right? But you have to do those raid 3 times and on 6 characters. Like, you know what I'm saying? It already takes a lot of time on the raid, and why do I have to spend more time waiting in the lobby? I don't think visual improvement will make a big difference. That's my opinion. And yeah. So some people might actually bring up, how about this? What about more rewards for a supporter? Correct me if I'm wrong. I heard that that's kind of what's happening in the World of Warcraft. I've never played that game, so correct me if I'm wrong. I heard in the World of Warcraft or some other game, support, if you play supporter, you can actually get more rewards than playing some other class. The thing is, that might alleviate the support problem, the issue, but it would not solve it. Yeah, that's not the solution. So then, what do I want to say about it? I have a potential solution that I've been keep thinking, and pretty much people who's been watching my Twitch stream knows what I'm gonna talk about. But I'm just gonna drop the ball. I'm just gonna say it, guys. Yeah, even though there might be a lot of people who disagree on it. I think they should delete the supporters. Period. They should delete the supporters and redistribute the supporters' offensive and defensive party synergy to remaining DPSs, all 25 DPSs. Yeah. Then what's gonna happen is that, number one, it's gonna solve the support shortage because there's no supporter in the game. You don't need to wait in the lobby for waiting the supporter, and also what's that called? You can still play as if there's a supporter, because what I said is that just redistribute the supporters' offensive and defensive party synergy as if it's another party synergy to all the classes. Yeah. Then what about the current 3 supporters? Just turn them to DPS. The problem with this is that the people who are already enjoying the current supporters playstyle, they will disagree on this, right? Yeah, I understand that, but if you have better solution for this, then let me know, guys, because I couldn't come up with better solution than this, deleting supporter to fix the support shortage, lobby simulator, and the game heavily relying on the supporter. I mean, I don't think they're gonna ever delete the supporter role, but because it has been like that for 5 years. The class that's called Bard right now, that was the only supporter back in when the game was released for the first time, and so it's been exactly 5 years. There's a lot of people who's been keep creating the supporter, and among those lot of people, definitely there are some people who made it because they actually like the current play style. So what should we do with them, guys? There's no answer for this. But yeah, I'm just proposing that I think this might be the best. And so basically 8 DPS, like not 6 DPS, 8 DPS in the party. But then it's like 8 DPS with the supporters buff, right? Then the raids will become really easy. Just increase the HP of the contents. That's what's simple, right? It's so simple. The only thing that matters for this one is the people who actually enjoys the current support playstyle. Yeah. Some more things I want to talk about, like I don't know, there's a lot of things. I think something that are as critical as this problem is the launching time. The launching time of the game, like when you launch, like it takes like almost 2 minutes, right? I think I don't know why that's happening, but I guess they can't solve that, right? Because the game has been like that for 5 years, even in KR. Even in KR, it takes that much time, guys, by the way, like over 1 minute. And other than that, yeah, the graphics. Do you guys know that Lost Ark Mobile is showcased? It was running Unreal Engine 5. But what is Lost Ark PC game running? Unreal Engine 3, which is Omega Low. So I hope they can, replace this Unreal Engine 3 to 5. And what I know is that I'm pretty sure they can do that. But it looks like it's not gonna give them anything like profit, like, you know what I'm saying, based on the investment and effort that they have to put in from Unreal Engine 3 to 5. But I hope they do, yeah, for the players. And that's it. Yeah, hope you guys like my video and give me your thoughts. And just don't be like too toxic on the YouTube comment, because I will definitely block those people if you be toxic. Yeah, just give thoughts, okay? Don't condemn other people. Also, if you guys have time, try to share this to other content creators as well. It will be really, good to know their opinions as well, okay? So until then, guys, stay Giga Chat. Spam noted, guys.